Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? I thought I'd take advantage of Hagen playing volleyball across the park in this beautiful weather. I can't even describe it. It is the most ideal conditions for everything. It's breezy, it's sunny, it's warm, but it's super, super pleasant. So he's playing across the field in Scalzi Park some volleyball. So I just want to come outside and do like a pop of positivity outside. It's funny, if I say spark with inspiration or Indigo Tarot Odyssey, it really is the same diff. I just sometimes switch it up, and I just really wanted to like come outside and be in the elements, because I was talking about in today's video that I shot outside too, the difference it makes to see leaves and see grass and see things, see movement, hear natural sounds. It definitely changes and augments my day in a really positive way. I'll give you an example. This morning when I first got up, my mind was getting overcrowded with things that I thought I had to do, and the way I thought things had to progress and the speed in which they had to take place. And then I realized that none of that is even real. Like, it was really matrix thinking, like, oh, I have to go online and purchase this to have that, and like bags and packaging for jewelry and all of that. And then this kind of came into my mind's eye, the incubation stage. Because the incubation stage of anything, whether it's a business model, whether it is I'll get back to that in a minute. But I love how this looks, because look, we're back in our most natural form. Like, the incubation stage is anything, an idea. We don't have to implement it right away and rush into it like it's going to disappear. And that's why I love paper and pen so much, to write it down. Oftentimes I have really funny, crazy ideas. Like, Hagen always reminds me, we're always joking in the car, and we have all these funny phrases that we come up with, and I just love them. And sometimes I imagine them. I hear them from my mom, I hear them from different aspects, like how to make him laugh and vice versa. And I thought, you know, I love that once we really get a hold of our emotional state, and we know that, you know, what we choose to think is going to so impact our mood. So as soon as we have something pressing, foggy, gloomy, annoying, antagonizing come in, let's just move a muscle and change a thought. And that's something I did too. I immediately had to go outside, because I was in my house, and guess what's lurking? Oh, I really should do those dishes. I really should do this. I really should do that. And then I was like, you know what? I just want to be and exist. And so this was where the incubation stage started to create my day for me, where I formatted in my head, I envisioned me being outside for the majority of the day, not watching television, not overindulging in junk food or anything like that, just having fun. And because of that, I was able to achieve this, which was some balance. And, you know, believe you me, when I am very impulsive in things too. Like, I stay away from shopping centers and Michael's and Beads and places like that if I know I'm bored, or I think I'm bored, because I'm never really bored. If I'm at home and I have my jewelry, my cards, and people to talk to, I'm never bored. But what can happen is I'll get an idea, and it'll lead to an impulse. And once I'm in that store, I just start gathering everything. Well, it's on sale. Well, it's this and that. And this is about self-control and setting. It can be goals. It can be budgetary goals. It can be any of those things. And I did that yesterday. I said, you know what? I'm not going to leave here spending more than $50. And I'm not going to leave here, you know, spending more than this. And I'm going to get what I came for first. Do a kind of list in my head, and then get out and spend the majority of the time outside or doing things. Because I feel like May, June, and July are meant for daydreaming and restful energy and feeling good and invoking that sense of nature and Gaian energy, where, oh, I just want to be happy, and I just want to be calm, and I just want to kind of imbue my day with as much magic as possible. And that usually happens in nature. It doesn't happen for me when I'm sitting in front of the television set all that often, unless I'm watching something really cool and I get ideas from it and I love it. Like, I love anything, of course, magical and mystical. And there's so many good series right now. Like, I think it's called The Neverlings, or the Neverlings. And there's just all kinds of really great fairies and people that have all these special gifts and abilities. Like, I remember watching, what was it, the Something 8, and that was really cool. All these people had these different abilities to contact each other all over the world, and I love this. And I know, like me, you guys, sometimes you wake up and we can feel the pressure of the world, and what happens is it ignites this kind of 3D puppeteering, right? Like, must go to the grocery store, must cook meal, must clean house. And oftentimes we go through the day sleepwalking because we don't stop and have some of this throughout the day, which is clearance. And clearance for me is to really take a look and say, what's going on in the interior? What am I thinking? Where are these thoughts leading me? Are they letting me be excited for life? Do I think like, all is well in the world, and do I feel calm and collected and good, or do I feel frazzled? And oftentimes when I do that is when I try to compile. And it happens when we get in our car, if there's traffic, if there's people that are honking or being rude or mean. And it's just one of those things where it can be a tough ride. So this is just saying, please allocate like some of your day where you can manifest whatever you want, because you've had clearance. You've just kind of swept through, your emotional state and been like, is this fear or aggravation mine or somebody else's? Sometimes, we'll receive a text or an email from somebody that's panicking or pushy or whatever. They want some of our resources, time, or attention, and then all of a sudden we feel plagued by that. But what we have to do is have clearance and say, it's not my problem that they have a problem right now. It's not my job in the world to resolve all of my family, all my clients, all my whatever's issues this moment. We have to take time and replenish ourselves too. So please, give yourself permission for that. That's huge. Saying my time is just as valuable as anybody else. Just because they have a pressing need or a want, just because they may DM or email you endlessly, doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your peace of mind and the well-being of your day to, play rescuer or answer giver or caretaker or whatever it is. And I've had to learn that too, because all of a sudden, once I read something, boom, it's in that kind of mind palace of like, oh, should I just alleviate knowing this by fixing it? But then you can do that all day long, right? And I remember one day, what should have been a really fun kind of restful, the whole day would have been mine. I had finished all my work and everything, and then all of a sudden these little impressions were being made by Hagen, by Ian, and it was like, oh, would you like to drop by for lunch? Which basically meant, would you like to pick up lunch, bring it to me? And I had to. And then at that point, it was like something just had sold on Etsy too. So I was thinking, oh, I have to deliver this package. So instead of being this restful, breezy day, every little thing that was suggested to me, I thought I had to do, because I didn't do this beautiful clearance, which is that's other people's, that's other people's ideas, wishes, and wants. It's not my own. So that's where you have to set those boundaries. They're like mind boundaries too, because they can be like chit-chatting in your, oh, wouldn't it be nice if you showed, a little affection, went out of your way to do this and that. And then your whole day is doing for others. And at the end of the day, you're like, oh, this was going to be like a day off or a day of rest. So really have clearance, have mental clearance, let go of everything at the end of the night. I like to say my day is done, and so is all the energy with it, and then I just release it. And then when I wake up the next day, I immediately turn the page and I look for something to be grateful for. I'm so excited. I look out the window, I see sun, I know Moonbeams is going to be outside, I know Merlin is going to want food, and I get to spend time with them, and I get to read all of the beautiful messages you guys send my way, and interaction. It's like my cyber friends are just as real and special to me as my face-to-face friends that I see and spend time with. And even then, it's one of those things where I love the anticipation of that, like making plans. I was just thinking this morning, the weekend after next, I would love to go to the Beardley Zoo and go with Frank and Joni and Frank's mother, because she's so lovely and she's a kindred soul, really old, beautiful, mellow, calming, family orientated soul, and I just love spending time with her. And as you know, especially if you're a woman, anywhere between, I would say between your 30s and 60s, it's not that easy to find someone you absolutely click with, that is completely judgment free and critical, no critical thinking about you or anything, or there's no competitiveness. It's just easy and wonderful, and Elenia is like that, and so is Frank's mother. She's just fantastic. I love that. I love people that are easy. And it's weird how we can make snap judgments of people. Like, I know people have told me before too that at first met me, they were like, oh, I thought you'd be, usually because it's at a larger event, and I like to look nice if I feel like, I'm going to be around people and they're going to be dressed well as well. It could be weddings or anything where, where people just thought but weirdly enough, I do end up being the person at wedding that all the people and kind of the outskirts and the outsiders come talk to, because I like to hear stories and listen and shoot the shit, and I'm funny and I'm weird too and I dig it. But it's sometimes I dial it down, I don't like too buttoned up or too polished, because sometimes people make assumptions with that, unapproachable or snobby or whatever like that. So I I like Stevie Nicks kind of clothes, but sometimes they're not appropriate, that sort of thing. But just being your true, authentic self, and every morning having that clearance too of being I'm going to recognize what I'm thinking and why am I thinking it too? Like, why do I think I have to do this or go to this place or have this experience? Because sometimes it's part of our next progression in our stage of our life path purpose as well. So that's where I really listen to. So sometimes if I have this impulse to go to a place, then I know there's probably a reason for it and I get excited about it. So that's your daily pop, you guys. I just want to do it outside. It is like breezy and beautiful and it's so lovely. Like I could live here. I could just pop up a tent or a yurt and just be here and live this. It's so, so beautiful. So again, you guys, thanks for all your love and support. Have a great day.